I think the situation is dire in the sense that, and it starts from the contributors to the people who are supposed to be beneficiaries. Number one, you find that the cost of the NHIF have gone up in leaps and bounds. And it has become expensive, but there is no equivalent value coming back to the people. That's one. There's no value for money. That's number one. Number two, this system was done in a hurry. Remember, there is what we call the spirit of the law, and the law itself. The spirit of the law is perfect. The intention was to ensure that the highs and the low all get universal health. Without any issue, without any discrimination, and therefore to avoid the situation whereby the health services are only for the well-to-do, and then the rest are left out. But now the outcome has, and they always say that the devil is always in the details. Starting the complaint which has been there across the board is that the banding is wrong, the outpatient is not covered, there is no value for money, and the system is not working. Now, coming to the system, and that is the biggest complaint even when we went to Naivasha, that everybody is saying, oh, they went there, the system is not working. Now, and therefore, the issue is, which is this system? Remember, when the SHA took over, they discarded the old system of NHIF and came up with a new system. It is on record that that system costed, rather it was procured at 104 billion. What I'll tell you is that the intention of all this SHA issue has been purely a procurement issue. It was purely meant to make 104 billion clean, whether you get services or not. Because if you really have good intention, what you need to do is, first and foremost, do what you call dry run. Test the systems first. Because remember, these are people's money. I am an employer. I'm paying 1.5 from all my almost close to 300 members of staff. Each and every employee is contributing 1.5%. Now, when it comes to...
Sorry,
2.75. That's on housing. 2.75. So, therefore, if this amount of, if you're not getting value for money, then you are getting robbed. By position, even in Naivasha, I said, let's repeal this thing called National Universal Health Act. Let's repeal it. Let's go back to the old system. Let's put back. Let's even stop this issue of charging to this 2.7%. Let's go back to where we are, and then we plan properly, come up with the proper systems, and then also before then, we also look at this issue of 104 billion system, which you also understand Adani was part of it. All the other deals, the airport, the power, were cancelled, but this was not cancelled. And yet...
Sorry, Mheshimiwa Muriu, you said that the intention here was procurement all through. Whose intention is that?
Of course, the power that be.
Who's that?
The power that be. Don't ask me that, Kituku, because you know very well.
No, I mean, I don't know. I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a question for the benefit of Kenyans to know.
Remember, this is an executive-driven agenda.
That's wrong.
Let me finish, Coach, and I know...
No, it's okay. Don't be derailed.
This is an executive-driven bill.
Yeah.
And if you want to know the source of... That's where it originated from the executive. And it's the executive which came and said, look, we need to change this law to this law so that we can be able to cover everybody. Very good, fine idea. Now, when it comes down to implementation, now that's where the rubber meets the tar. Because at the point of implementation, remember there are things which need to be done, systems included. I asked this question even in Parliament, about 104 billion, and Adani issue. I was brushed off. And my colleagues here have said clearly, when you ask about, forget about even the 104 billion, the operation of SHA, nobody's coming out clear on it. And therefore, because we were not born yesterday, all this SHA issue was purely a procurement-driven project. And that's why a system costing 104 billion cannot be able to work.
You know, you have told me that those behind this procurement deal are the powers that be, and I do not know who that is, unless you explain. The consortium implementing this is made up of 3, led by Safaricom. There's a Payroll Limited, and then there's Convergent Solutions. So out of those 3, how do they link with the powers that be that you referred to?
I've told you some that this legislation, especially on SHA, is executive driven.
That's correct.
Right?
I mean, it's
now, and therefore, they are the mechanics of implementation. Of course, it is not the executive was supposed to come and implement it. You procure private and public sector to come in and bring this issue. Now, remember, nobody has come out clearly on the issue of the system and how it was procured. There was no tender for that. All right? But what you have heard, and you know, when in Kenya, when you hear stories, when you see smoke, there is fire. That this system was procured at 104 billion. I'm not faulting the players. I'm faulting the price of the system. Because a price that's about 104 billion.
How much
billion
would it be?
it's about close about $800 million US. It's a huge amount of money. I've never had a system costing that much. And that's where the issue is some. Because if complaint is about
you know how much it costs?
The system is not working, all right?
Yeah.
Now, and it was procured at 104 billion, all right? Now, what does that mean?
What does that mean? Is that accurate?